UT Missouri station. We are so glad you tuned in with us tonight. We have a short 3-minute analysis for you over what happened in Missouri on November 2nd. The elections have come and gone, as we all know, and everyone here at the UT Missouri station is obviously not surprised. Let's be blunt about this situation. Roy kicked ass. As a quick reminder, since it's almost been a month, Congressman Roy Blunt was the Republican candidate running against Democratic candidate Robin Carnahan, Secretary of State. When Republican Kit Bond announced he would be stepping down after his 4-term Senate career, no candidates had to worry about running against an incumbent. Although Roy Blunt won with flying colors, let's hear from our station's analyst about more details on what exactly happened on November 2nd. Over to you, Sabah.
Thanks, Elsa. First off, let's take a look at the overall voter turnout throughout Missouri. All in all, it was a very good election year for Missouri with an overall rate of 46.8%. This is quite impressive considering it was a midterm election year, which typically only get about 30 to 40% turnout. Last time we predicted that Roy Blunt would win, and as most people already know, he did. Let's take a look at some numbers. In the end, Roy Blunt won with 54.3% of the votes, while Robin Carnahan trailed behind him with 40.6% of the vote. A map will show that most of the state went red, but it doesn't show Carnahan's lead in three counties. It is interesting to see that when she won by large margins. In Kansas City County and St. Louis City County, she won by 71 and 79% respectively. Considering these counties are the largest cities in Missouri, this follows a trend of more urban cities voting Democratic. Lastly, let's mention the accuracy of the polls. According to the last polls before the election, Blunt was up by 52% and Carnahan had 43% of the vote. This shows a slight Democratic bias in the polling, but all in all, the polls remained constant in favor of Blunt for all 13 surveys. Now back to you, Elsa.
Thanks, Sabah. It's worth it to note that Missouri's history as a bellwether state puts it in the national spotlight as the state to watch. They only chose the losing presidential candidate once in the last 50 years, which was when they supported McCain in the 2008 presidential elections against Obama. At the beginning of this election cycle, the Blunt-Carnahan race was expected to be one of the most widely contested. The results of this election show Missouri's slight shift to the right in recent years, especially when taken in conjunction with the results of the past presidential elections. Blunt rode the current wave of Republicans moving into congressional seats due to the retrospective voting habits of the Missourians. Simply stated, they are making a swift retaliation against Obama and the Democratic Party. Well, I think that's all we have for tonight, and we are quickly approaching the 3-minute deadline. And let's be blunt, I'm hungry.